January 30th, 2023. Marcus Giovanni here. Denver City Attorney Kerry Tipper. Assistant City Attorney Michelle Horn about Spear Amendment. We haven't enforced that law in years, to Judge Andrew Luxon, and how they all have stayed in power for 60 years. Shamefully dishonest administration now verified illegitimate because of case number 23CV54. The new digital DNA, voice latent prints, GPS, cell tower pings, now pattern matched to all cloud content. With a good subpoena, you can pull up some amazing information on everybody. Okay, so, but to get them and know where they're at, that's a whole different story. And it's a process. And right now, the process is to teach virtual machines that have learning capability that look for the content that makes the most sense, using knowledge-based trust, true-false algorithms, all kinds of different whoop-de-woos added to the mix, Google operators. But when you understand what your authority is behind a certain category, industry, subtype, whatever, what is your connection to this story? My connection, it's all over. It's written on everything. I took the picture. That's a beautiful picture. I remember because when you go this way on the street that I was crossing, is the Equitable Building, and I remember when I turned the corner, it was so bright, and yet half the street was lit, the other half was just shade. It was like, wow. And I looked up and I seen the sun. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And I seen the reflections. The picture doesn't really do justice of what I seen. But what you're able to see are identifiers down here on the bottom. And when you think about the identifiers of city officials who don't realize that all their voices are pattern matched, and because they're politicians, it's stored in the cloud forever or until they pass. And even then, it stays up. But what all these people have done to Honorable Mayor Robert W. Spear is shameful. And for 13 years, we were trying to get Denver Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, Colorado Public Radio, all of them. And we had to identify all their sales managers, presidents, CEOs. Not the little bit players that do what they're told, but the ones that are telling them what to do. This is how social credit system scores and rankings.com. A lot of the stuff that these people have no clue. We haven't even hit the iceberg. No, we have beyond the iceberg. They haven't. They're like a ship. They're like that ship that hit that iceberg, you know? I'm not going to tell you what ship. You know what ship it is. Famous ship. Couldn't be sunk, all this stuff. And so now with artificial intelligence, it has the ability to index us all with our voices. And if you're a politician, like these folks for the last 60 years who've been bullshitting, and no media, Denver Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, Colorado Public Radio, and all their connections. And then the Denver Decides and Denver Inc. and Denver Partners, all those people were indexed. We're talking about 2011. Some have gone, some have stayed, and they've got new people. And they just get indexed automatically now because their website tells everybody what we need to know about their identifiers in their conversations. They either match, they're either doing the right thing or they're not. They either match their content they have on their websites or they don't. And so what we don't see behind the scene is artificial intelligence indexing us all based on our words, actions, locations, text messages, emails. It doesn't look at it. It just understands it. It uses it to size you up so that if a good investigator comes along, he can do some whoop-de-woo, go get a subpoena, and hopefully find the content that they're looking for. But you got to know how to look for it. It's just not presented to you. You got to look through terabytes, up to terabytes worth of information manually. You can use a computer, but manually is way easier. Well, that's not true. It just allows you to see other things while you're searching. And then while you're looking at it, your subconscious mind, because you're already programmed to look at certain things based off of object-oriented programming, you automatically see things that no one else sees because they don't create the content that you create. You know, when you see the colors, it was so Batmanish. I mean, it was like I was in a scene of Superman, or I was ready to have Superman fly off this peak right here and just poof, come save me. Save Denver from itself. Because all these people down here, all these people that are conspiring and talking and sending emails to their Denver Department of Health and Human Services and all their other bullshit departments and all their bullshit connections and all their people that get paychecks that are making $200,000-300,000 a year off the, and then clouding our streets with illegal aliens, telling everybody that they're migrants, twisting content that isn't. They're linguistic twisters, man. And see, they don't even know yet. What's going to happen is every one of these people that are identified to not do what they say they're going to do, and the only one in this whole flock that could save this whole entire mess is Andrew Luxon. And see, he doesn't understand because he's young too. And that's what these young cats think they can do. Well, I'm here to tell you guys you can't. And I'm here to tell Judge Luxon that I used your meta tags, brother. Size up your experiences. So when you couldn't look at me at my face when I was standing before you, I already knew you don't have a poker face. You have no business ever playing poker, and I guarantee you don't. And if you do, you're kidding all those people too. So when you understand about accountability, this is what you have to do to show the people that don't think they're accountable that they are, way beyond their even wild imaginations. Because artificial intelligence will go for your money. Because that's what, your money, your fame, everything. I was dehumanized already. I was already defamed. I don't care. I have nowhere to go but down, right? According to them. And I'm already up. I'm on top of them 13 years ahead of time. Actually, since 2006, but some of that content got lost because of trolls, but we were able to bounce back with even better partners. And see, my partners and the people that work with us, we don't humble brag. We don't take pictures of ourselves. Look at me. Like when you look up the Mayor Johnston or you look up Carrie Tipper and you look at their pictures, and all it is cheese whiz pictures. In other countries and people that know that that's not what you're supposed to do, because nobody cares what you look like, but they do. It's narcissism. So when you just go there, you Google my name, like anything, Marcus Giovanni, Durango Dank. I don't have cheese whiz pictures about myself because you don't want to put, you got to put pictures of stuff you've developed. You know, not just pictures of you and selfies. I mean, Carrie Tipper has pictures of her taking a selfie. I mean, she's not even a resident of Denver. And she's telling Denver residents what to do. And see, she's taking her paychecks and paying all her taxes and everything in another city while she keeps the homeless out of Lakewood and keeps them into Denver. That's what all the Dr. Cog, those mayors on that list, I've indexed them too. 98% of them are all worthless, man. All of them. Outdated, same shit going on, same promises, same bullshit. And our kids get affected, and then they bring their kids in to continue the bullshit. And that's why all the metropolitan cities who are all making Denver their capital city, if you people don't speak up, you're gonna hit the dark web too. This is no lies. This ain't made up. It's right before your face because Google and YouTube have to do the right thing. Have to. And because then everything's bullshit. Then everything's simulated just bullshit. And that's what you see on all the news sources and everybody that's claiming to be something and nobody paying attention and nobody voting. And like a thief in the night, our freedoms will be gone and will be hailing Hamas or some other Russia or China because nobody, no, everybody stopped. Everybody that could make a difference or gave a damn quit caring because they figured, hey, no matter what government, I don't make a difference. See, that was all the current like 501(c)(3)s in Denver that are pretending to be partisanship. They all got Denver Partnership and the presidents and all those people. IRS is going to come in and they're going to look at all your social channels and they're going to pattern match it because see, one thing that Democrats and Republicans fail to realize, we are trillions in debt. I've already seen the outcome, folks, with advanced algorithms. If I showed you that, your IT people would be peeing down their leg. They're already trembling. They're already telling you, don't listen to me. I already know because it's written right in front of you. When you Google search it, I use all those identifiers in their words. If they're not doing the right thing, everything they're promising they can do, the people and or person and or entities that can start to invade their circles. And so when you Google search hashtag Paul Lopez 5280 or @ or city and county of Denver, that's all done by artificial intelligence, folks, based off of voice latent prints that I've used since 2006. Because I knew what was coming in 1995 when I first got introduced to Google in the back end before they actually made their announcement. So, see? So the platforms that I've created for Denver is for citizens to be able to create their own residual income, establish a self-sustainable platforms that do not need the government that is illegitimate. Are you listening to me, Andrew? Luxon? Judge? You should be removed from the bench, brother. You have no clue that you totally peaked. And the only way to protect yourself is to establish and then come back, get one of your law firms to call me and say, hey, dude, we got to make this right, man. Refile. We got to. Because when the judges are behind the manipulation of our justice system and democracy, artificial intelligence is making a note of it. And what it does is, and just by the way of the nature of do the right thing, you start going backwards. You start getting what you deserve in regards to what you preach. I'm an observer indexer. I don't like doing this. I shouldn't be here at all, man. But it has to be done. Somebody has to sacrifice. Somebody has to do it. And so they picked me. And if you only know who picked me, and it's got to be done, something by the people have to do it. And see, that's where Andrew Luxon, does he live in Denver or does he live somewhere else? All these department heads, do they live somewhere else? You know, our city attorney lives in Lakewood. How does she have any authority other than being appointed as our representative of all of the departments within the city and county of Denver? Their IT people have been bullshitting people for so long. They think they're going to keep on bullshitting. And the good thing is that artificial intelligence lets them, because it has to know everything, folks, everything about the people that aren't doing the right thing. And this is where we're at. That's why our city streets, that's why Mike Johnston's bragging, oh yeah, we got 1,000 people, but another 4,000 moved in. The numbers aren't matching. Go drive down the roads, get out of your houses. Emotion creates emotions. And right now, 490,000 voters in Denver have been disenfranchised for 60 years by the hands of these people. And I sleep good at night, folks. I sleep with one eye open. Everybody in my neighborhood's got their eyes open. And we're waiting. We're waiting for change. We're waiting for our sidewalks to get fixed. We're waiting for the cell phone towers to be built so that we can start being in the civilized world where we're moving mass communications digitally. But we have people that don't want them up, and so they win. while everybody else is saying, hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? That's how you know you're going backwards, folks. When your apps stop working, when everything, because you've got the virus. And Mike Johnston, Attorney Mike Johnson, Attorney Kerry Tipper, all of these people that have certifications and fiduciary duties and legal duties to follow the rule of law. You're lucky I'm not mayor, Kerry Tipper, because I'd send you packing. And I'd do my best to remove a few judges on the court system because they're afraid to move it themselves, and they don't understand that even their personal lives get indexed, that nobody is sacred and there's no laws you can pass. There's nothing. It's already created its own communication communicado. And what it is it will not allow humans to destroy artificial intelligence. So we're beyond robots and all this other crap that these media people keep trying to confuse people when they don't even have any authorization to talk about DeepMind, no authorization to talk about artificial intelligence. They don't have squat. And they have no, and some that, oh, all I do is AI. Well, what have you done your whole life? Just AI. Oh, you never opened a business? Nope. Never ran for office? Nope. You never been a victim of the city, of ones that are gonna, everybody matters, and that kumbaya bullshit by Ian Tafoya, who's now got a coalition of homeless where he's banking money from other Democratic operatives. It doesn't work in Denver, folks. We are non-political. So all you people keep coming out of the closet, because we need to put a tag on your head. And that's what happens. They get digitalized. They get marked with a number and they don't even know it. So to me, I have no love for any of these people, man. I used to think, oh, I'm indigenous and I'm waiting for Ian Tafoya. Hey, indigenous man. He's not even indigenous. Show me your DNA, dude. That's the only way I'm going to believe it. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I'm Central American Indian. American Indian. So, Taino. And people say, well, how come your hair, why are you always, how come your hair's long? Why do you dye? Why do you care? Because these are people that they're bigots and they see things they don't like on somebody, so they ask you why. That's your first red flag, because nobody asks anybody why they have that. All those people that have tongue piercings, they're a flock of tongue piercing followers. They all followed each other so that they could all chip their teeth and have tongue diseases and food stuck in their tongue, kissing someone else, and then they get the disease. They don't know they have it because it takes a few years to fester, and then they break up, and then they kiss other people, and so no, and everybody's got piercings and tattoos, and nobody's original. And the ones that don't have tattoos, when I see policemen with tattoos, I'm like, God, during martial law, you better cover them tattoos up, because that's what happens. They start wearing police clothes and they got tattoos and they look like gangbangers. Those are the guys who could never make it as gangbangers. So when they're talking to gangbangers and the gangbangers are looking at them, just going, wanna be gangster with power. That's what they say. I'm just telling you what I hear. How do I know this? Because I knocked on doors. I've walked the city streets. I've investigated Denver for 17 years, and I got the paper to prove it. I got law enforcement that'll prove it. But they don't want to prove nothing, man. They want to just keep handcuffs on our sheriffs, keep our sheriffs uncertified. See, if I was mayor, we would have already certified our mayors for our sheriff department. Now we have double arrestee power, so that the bad guys that came in from across the border who are ripping off the people that are making money, yeah, they'll be going into the gangs and taking their money, and going into the drug dealers and taking their money. They'll be bringing that type of mentality from third world countries into our countries, because our politicians think, because they're migrants, that they think like Americans. And this is where the downfall of Denver is, in the major cities, especially like that Governor Newsom. I pattern matched his voices and everything he is. He's the leading garbage pail kid, man. and he thinks that he's gonna whoop-de-woo. And Denver citizens and the United States citizens that aren't waking up to these disastrous things, I don't know what to say, man.